Welcome to Robot Wars Grand Champion. 16 battles of head-to-head competition just to get to the final playoffs and the chance to be named the champion. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joanie, and this tournament is just getting underway. Last year, Chaos 2 demolished all the challengers on the way to the top, but 5 of the world's most powerful fighting robots are dead set on ending his reign. Let's get down to the arena and kick it off. Chaos 2 gets to the next round, but Medusa 2000 wants a shot at the title. We've got more incredible robot action right after this. Chaos 2 picks up right where he left off, keeping his incredible unbeaten streak alive. Who will step up to face him in the semis? Join me, your host Joanie, next time and we'll find out on Robot Wars Grand Champions. Welcome once again to Robot Wars Grand Champions. I'm your host Joanie, and we are awaiting the start of another epic battle. This one features Razor, one of our tournament's favorites, taking on 5 hungry robots determined to send them home. 16 battles to determine our semifinalists, and then the playoffs to see who's the best of the best. Who will it be? We don't need to wait any longer. Let's kick it off.
We come back.
Razor needs to get past a bug, and we've got a cat and a chicken. Anything can happen. We're just getting started. Stick around.
Sports anyway.
Can Razor shave the pussycat, or will this metal feline be the cat's meow? Find out in our final battle right after this. It's all over for one of the favorites in our field. Razor is crushed in a major upset. Pussycat claws his way into the semifinals. We'll find out who will join him when our tournament continues next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions. The world's toughest robots are set to mash metal for the chance to be crowned Grand Champion. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joanie. When it's over here tonight, a third game will be added to the tournament semifinals. We'll end up with 16 overall before moving into our final competition. Who will survive? Who will get jumped? There's only one way to find out. Let's get it started. It's Firestorm versus the Morgue. Who will survive? Find out in our final battle next. Once again, the action is off the charts. Firestorm 2 crushes the competition to be our third semifinal robot. I'm your host, Joanie. Join me next time when one more battling bot will survive the onslaught and fight for the right to be called the best of the best. Only on Robot Wars Grand Champions. The best of the best are set to do battle, and only one will make it out alive. I'm your host, Joanie, and this is Robot Wars Grand Champions. Tonight, one more robot will soar into the semifinals while the others will see their dreams crushed on the arena floor, literally. The fighting's been furious, and we have named 3 semifinalists so far. Who wants it the most? We're about to find out. Let's get down to the floor and get it on. Well, the action in the arena is definitely heating up. More head-to-head, metal on metal to come. Don't miss it. So Stake 2 takes on all comers and moves into the semifinals, but this thing is far from over. We've got more robots who think they're tougher, meaner, stronger, and better than anything we've ever seen so far. They'll be battling for another spot in the semis next time right here on Robot Wars Grand Champions. The toughest field of fighting robots ever assembled is battling it out for the right to be called Grand Champion. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joanie. By the end of the night, somebody's going to be a step closer to living the dream. The rest will end up on the scrap heap of history. Let's go down to the arena and get it started. Which of these menacing machines will move on to the semifinals? Get ready for final round action right after this. Dominator 2 lives up to its name, destroying everyone in his path and becoming our new semifinalist. The competition is heating up. I'm your host, Joanie. Join me next time as the action promises to be even more brutal as 6 more warriors enter the arena and do battle, only on Robot Wars Grand Champions. 6 robots enter the arena, but only one can be our 6th semifinalist. The rest will leave their hopes in a heap of metal and mayhem. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joanie, and we're about to continue eliminating the pretenders and selecting the contenders for our semifinals. This is Robot Wars Grand Champions. Now let's get down to the floor and get it on. It's mayhem in our arena. Who will survive? Strap in for the action because we've got more metal on metal right after this. NEM. Look out for this tornado, robot fans. Will this twister be able to take out the twins? Find out in our final battle of the evening next. This is no mere twister. This is Tornado, and you don't want to get in its path. Tornado has just stormed his way into our semifinal. More of the world's toughest robots will be here for the next round of battle, and the only place you could see it happen is on Robot Wars Grand Champion. The toughest, most brutal robots in the world are here for one purpose, to crown a grand champion. I'm your host, Joanie, here to bring you all the action in the most fiercely fought robot war ever. When it's over here tonight, 5 will go home and 1 more will move into the final 16. Let's get down to the floor and bang some metal. We've already seen 2 robots meet their maker. Who's next? Don't miss the carnage when Robot Wars Grand Champions continues after this. A wedge hog and a thermidor? Are you kidding me? Don't miss our final battle right after this. Thermidor 2 crushes all comers. No one was tough enough to handle his awesome power, but even Thermidor will have to take his performance to the next level in the semifinals. I'm your host, Joanie, and I'll bring you all the action next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions. What does it take to survive? Guts, skill, strategy, preparation, a bit of good luck. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joanie. Tonight 1 more robot will advance to the semifinals. What will set them apart? There's only one way to find out. It's Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's go down to the arena and start this party right. Unbelievable, the stakes rise as they fight for their lives. It's all on the line, and 2 more will get eliminated right after this. Who will go to the semis? Will it be the suicidal maniac or the cheesehead? Don't move or you'll miss it. Half of our semifinals are now set. Really Big Cheese outlasts suicidal tendencies to claim the 8th spot in our field of 16. 6 more robots will be smashing, crashing, and bashing each other to try and grab the next spot. Don't miss the carnage next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions. 8 of the world's meanest fighting robots are waiting in the semifinals. 8 more will join them. 1 of them will be fighting here tonight. I'm your host, Joanie, bringing you all the action from the most thrilling robot tournament ever. On Robot Wars Grand Champions, damage is guaranteed. Let's go down to the arena and get it started. They're tearing each other to pieces for a shot at the title. The best is yet to come as Robot Wars Grand Champions continues right after this. 1 more battle left right after the break. Don't go away. Splinter comes through a brutal all-out slugfest to join the likes of Chaos 2 and Tornado in the semifinals. I'm Joanie. Join me next time when another batch of elite robots battle it out right here on Robot Wars Grand Champions. They all claim to be the best, but only 1 can wear the crown of Robot Wars Grand Champion. The rest will toss their hopes on the dunghill of destruction. I'm your host, Joanie. Which of tonight's fighting robots will be tough enough to compete in the Sweet 16? Let's go down to the arena and get to it.
And Stinger go through.
We've got 4 robots left, but only 1 can walk away a winner. Who will make it out? More demolition, more destruction, more to come right after this. Will Bulldog gnaw his way to the finals, or will the Stinger make his point? Stick around and find out next. Stinger takes a bite out of Bulldog Freak and sends him to the pound with his tail between his legs. I'm your host, Joanie. Be here next time when 6 more robots try to annihilate the competition and add their name to the list of the semifinalists. It's only on Robot Wars Grand Champion. The fiercest robots on the planet fight for their lives and a chance to go on to the semifinals. This is Robot Wars Grand Champions. I'm your host, Joanie, and tonight it's metal on metal destruction as hopes collide and only 1 can survive. There are no points for second place. Let's get down to the floor and get it on. It's on, high-octane rattling rampage. Anything can happen. Stick around. The carnage continues after this. Who's got what it takes to move on, the mouse or the fly? Find out right after this. Mousetrap springs into action and annihilates the competition, earning a spot in our semifinals. Who else has the medal to move on? I'm Joanie. Join me and find out next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions. Spawn, Scudder, and Plunderbird 4 are just two of the high-powered robots who are here tonight for a shot at our semifinals. I'm your host, Joanie, bringing you the clashes, bashes, and high-octane action of this epic fight to the finish. It's all or nothing because this is Robot Wars Grand Champions. We're headed for a showdown. 2 more will move on. 2 more will head home. More destruction, more carnage, more Robot Wars Grand Champions right after this. 2 are left and only 1 can move on. Our final battle is next on Robot Wars. Spawn of Scudder gets the number 12 spot in our semis. Only 4 more warriors can join them, but they'll have to survive the most brutal battles of our tournament. We're separating the pretenders from the contenders and racing towards the grand finale. Be here when the tournament continues, only on Robot Wars Grand Champions. 6 robots enter the ring. Only 1 will survive to fight again. This is Robot Wars Grand Champions. I'm your host, Joanie, set to bring you all the action. These robots are all fired up and looking to prove that they belong at the next level. To do that, they're going to have to fight it out. Let's not wait any longer. Let's let them loose. This is In Your Face Mechanical Mayhem, and we're just getting started. Stick around. Wild Thing head-to-head with the Steel Avenger, 2 badass robots on a collision course. Our final battle of the night next. Wild Thing, I think I love you. The Wild Thing takes down the Steel Avenger and becomes the latest addition to the all-star list of semifinalists. I'm your host, Joanie, and there's only 3 spots left for the next round. Who will be in? Find out on the next exciting episode of Robot Wars Grand Champions. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Robot Wars. I'm your host, Joanie, set to bring you all the mayhem in our arena as the top warriors in the robot world are set to fight it out. This is about glory. This is about pride. This is about destruction. It's Robot Wars Grand Champions. Now let's get down to the arena floor and let it loose. It's been high-octane action since the opening bell, and only 4 robots remain. We've got more to come on Robot Wars right after this. 4 have bit the dust. 2 robots are left. 1 battle to settle the score. We'll wrap this up in just a moment. Don't go away. Exterminator lives up to his name, exterminating every last thing standing between him and the semifinals. I'm Joanie, and I'll be here with you next time when another robot crushes the competition for the right to move on. The tournament continues on Robot Wars Grand Champions. The baddest bots ever assembled are ready to rumble in an all-out battle to the death. 1 will move on, the rest will move into the trash heap of history and wonder what might have happened. We're not here to comfort losers, we're here to crown victors. Hello everyone, I'm your host Joanie, and this is Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's go down to the arena and kick it off. It's metal on metal for a spot in the semis. Who's gonna get it? Stick around and find out. We're closer to the end. Move when you miss it. The final battle is next. Panic Attack becomes the latest qualifier for the semifinals, where the top 16 robots will face off for a shot at the title. Only 1 more spot remains. Don't miss the next showdown as we continue our quest to crown the Robot Wars Grand Champion. The arena is set to explode. 6 of the toughest fighting machines in the world are set to tear each other apart for that final spot in the semis. I'm your host, Joanie, and this has already been the most exciting robot tournament ever. But that's what you'd expect, after all. This is Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's let them loose. This is Take No Prisoners action. Who will be the last spot standing? Stick around and find out. A shot at greatness hangs in the balance for Hypno Disc and Razor Blade. Don't miss our final battle next. Hypno Disc spins his way into the last spot in our semis. The Sweet 16 is now set. we're one step closer to crowning the new Robot Wars Grand Champion. If you have any fight in you, you do not want to miss the next episode of Robot Wars Grand Champions. Tonight, the reigning champion Chaos 2 puts his unbeaten streak on the line. I'm your host, Joanie, and we are now down to the Sweet 16. The two robots who survive here tonight will go on to fight for the title. It's the semifinals of Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's let them loose. Which badass bots will dominate? You don't want to miss the robot rampage as we race towards the finals. It all happens next. After upsetting Razor in the second preliminary heat, the feline claws his way into the Robot Wars Grand Champions final. But the big story is Chaos 2, the reigning champ, who still cannot be defeated. I'm Joanie. Be here next time when we find out who will join these two in the finals of Robot Wars Grand Champions. The reigning champ Chaos 2 and upset-minded Pussycat are already in our finals. Which two warrior robots will face them? I'm your host, Joanie, and it all comes down to this. Win now and you're one win from being crowned the champ. Lose and you become an afterthought. This is the semifinals of Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's go down to the arena floor and kick it off. Which one of our robots will make it to the finals? You don't want to miss the conclusion to this historic brawl. Stick around. Robot Wars is roaring to the finals, and the action continues right after this break. Our finals are set. Chaos 2, Stinger, Hypno Disc, and Pussycat will square off for all the marbles. An entire season has narrowed the competition to the final four. Who will be crowned the grand champion? Join me, your host, Joanie, and find out next time only on Robot Wars Grand Champions. We began with 96 elite fighting robots. Now the field is down to 4. All battle-proven, all are unbeaten, and it all comes down to this. 2 more victories get you the crown. I'm your host, Joanie, proud to bring you the action of Robot Wars Grand Championship. Let's take a look at how we got here. Can Chaos 2 get to the final battle for the second straight year? Can he close it out and repeat? It all comes down to the final round right after this. Chaos 2 wins it all. He repeats as Robot Wars Grand Champion, completing a 2-season unbeaten streak. But he better watch out because the competition is catching up. They're out there getting faster, meaner, smarter, looking for ways to take him down. I'm your host, Joanie. Join me next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions. What do you do when you have the toughest robots in the world assembled in one arena? Throw them all together and let them fight it out. We call it the Annihilator. That's right. 6 will enter, and when the dust clears, only 1 will remain standing. I'm your host, Joanie, and this is Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's kick it off. All of our menacing machines are doctors of destruction, but only 1 can remain standing at the end of the night. Stick around for more robot action. The last 2 standing bots go head-to-head next. Spikeosaurus takes on all challengers and comes out on top. He stakes his claim as the world's toughest fighting robot. I'm your host, Joanie. Join us next time and we'll be in your face with 6 more challengers. Who will live through it? Find out next time on Robot Wars Grand Champions. It's the ultimate and last man standing robot fighting action. We call it the Annihilator, and 6 of the most menacing machines ever assembled will march into the ring, and only 1 will survive the experience. Razor, Onslaught, Behemoth, and 3 others will tear each other up for the right to be called the best. I'm your host, Joanie, and this is Robot Wars. Let's kick it off. It's been amazing action so far, but it's about to heat up. More to come after this. We are close to getting a winner. 1 more battle coming up. Razor survives the toughest test of robot terror, proving that he is the ultimate Annihilator. But he cannot rest because out there watching, waiting, learning, and waiting for a shot are robots who think they can tear him apart. Will they do it? Join me, your host, Joanie, to find out next time on Robot Wars. For hundreds of years, the U.S. and the U.K. have been allies. Tonight, they're putting all that aside in the ultimate test of robot supremacy. It's the War of Independence here on Robot Wars. I'm your host, Joanie, and tonight we're giving the British a chance to rewrite history. It's the English versus the Americans. Let's go down to the arena and let it loose. The Brits are looking to smash the insurrection. Will the Americans stage a comeback? More destruction, more carnage, more brutality right after this. It's the U.S. versus the U.K. One more time, next. History fails to repeat itself. Mortis from the U.K. destroys frenzy of the U.S. The War of Independence is won by a red-coat robot. But you can bet that the rebels from across the pond will be back. I'm your host, Joanie. Join me next time on Robot Wars. This is how we settle old scores on Robot Wars. It's the ultimate tag team all-out brawl. Who will be around when it's all over? Anything can happen, but one thing's for certain, it's gonna be brutal. This is about guts. This is about glory. This is Robot Wars Tag Team Terror. I'm your host, Joanie. Let's get down to the floor and kick it off. We've got two teams on a collision course and a score to settle. Only one can survive. More carnage when Robot Wars Tag Team Terror continues. Find out who gets the tag team title after this. King B3 and 101 team up to take care of business, surviving a tough test from Firestorm 2 and Scorpion. Who else will be bidding for a chance to rip them up and toss them aside? We'll find out next time as the action continues on Robot Wars.